I'm Quentin Barrabas Woodside. I am the founder of this museum here, Junkanoo World. I'm the founder of Roots Junkanoo Group, the founder of Roots Junkanoo Group. Played with the Wally for many years, won a lot of best costume under Mr. Gus Vincent Cooper. Won my first best costume with the Saxons many years ago. That's where I started as a little boy. And yes, here I am today, carrying a Junkanoo to the world. But I can go beyond that a bit.
All right, go ahead.
Dealing with our culture, reaching so many young people and seeing the power of our culture. Reach out to, like I say, numerous of boys and girls, and I seen them develop into young, great men through this culture. The power of Junkanoo is really powerful. And when I reach out to them and, hey, tell them this is what we can do together, reach out to the young ones so we could develop and help other people. And we joined, Ms. Sheila Culmer many years ago, said, hey, Barrabas, I need you to help us at Stapleton School. Sir David knows I need you, the late Sir David knows I need you to help me with the paraplegics. And, the Center for the Deaf, they reach out to me for assistance. And when we did that in different homes, the old folks' homes, and I see the power of this culture and the young people. And it was so powerful. And so we had a movement from way back then with this culture. And these same young fellas, you get their record tidy up and get their passport straight, and we start traveling abroad and hitting different communities and hitting Soldier Road with Redland soldiers and Camp Road crew with Pumpkin and in the back of Foxhill with Trevor. We practice in the back of Foxhill with Trevor. So, coming together as one through our culture, it is very, very, very powerful. And I don't know why our government don't use these same young leaders to reach out in their communities to help develop this country and to curb crime and everything in this country. We can do it. It's not hard. We just need some funds to do it. All of those fellas I call this now, everyone from a different community. Foxhill, Camp Road, Chippenham, Bainton, Angliston, and we can do it.
So tell me, so initially when you was developing Junkanoo World, because I think you told me before this used to be Roots headquarters. Was it built out like how it is now, or what was like the early inception of it?
No, it came from a little small shack.
Okay.
A little shack. And we just keep adding, and the storm break it down numerous times. I remember when we had one hurricane blow from the north straight through the west, and when you come in this place, you just gotta look from one end through the other end, and the boys them come and shake our hand. We this ground frustrated. I say, brothers, let's pick up the pieces, let's get it together, let's patch up, let's go get pallets and cardboard and patch up, let's go. We've been through rough times, and to get it to where that's right now today. Fellas fall from the roof several times. The story building this place is unbelievable. But hey, they get up, dust off, get back on the roof. Some say I ain't going, but we get it done. But no, it was never like this. Every year I wake up, I see something different. It transforms. I go to bed tomorrow, I come wake up, I just add and keep adding until I got frustrated with Bay Street. I say, what?
So you started this before stopping Bay Street?
Way before stopping Bay Street. This was our camp for Roots. Mm-hmm. And after Roots, Barrabas and the tribe. And after that, I say, hey, let's take Junkanoo beyond Bay Street. Many years ago, I played with Sire, who led the dogs out. Ronald Sims traveled the world. 15, 16 years, I traveled as a 16-year-old child beating the drum with these great giants. All of them from Bahamas, And every year we travel someplace and we keep traveling, and I say, wow, Junkanoo powerful. So every time so when I got my organization, people ask me to do shows, and I get the young fellas who never even traveled. I think I took the most young men and women off this island for the first time to get exposure through our culture. So by doing that, they had a great sense of, hey, boy, I want to travel again. I can't get in trouble. I need to go Houston this time. I need to go Florida. I need to go up Texas. I need to go Chicago. We travel the world with this culture. And by doing so, we see it is a business. It still hasn't been tapped yet. It just hasn't been tapped yet. People willing to pay for us to come worldwide to close out shows, to close out world games. But we do need the help of our government to do so, because we're representing our country. And when people extend their courtesy to us to be a part of whatever they're doing, they only can go so far, because our country is going to get the mileage from it. But when we go to share it with tourism and culture, we hit a roadblock. For some reason, we hit a roadblock. But however, I broke through those roadblocks. I climbed over them, and I still do a lot of the shows in anyway, even though we don't get paid properly. We sacrifice doing it, but it paid off.
In the long run.
It paid off in the long run.
Because I know, was it your last day on John Bay Street was like 2002? Was it?
Per se, around there. Yeah. I think I stepped with the box and did with Roots 2006. Then we went with Barrabas in the Tribe. Around, I haven't been to Bay Street now in but 20 parades. Okay. Yeah. So, but to answer your question, I think if our governments, who comes to power, PLP, FNM, if they take the time, like we doing right now, to come and just visit what I have here, we could go beyond this. Not saying just me, we as Bahamians could go beyond this. We could have jobs for thousands of young men and women. We could make millions of dollars through our culture. I'm talking about millions. I drove through the town today and I see all of those tourists. We should have a museum on the dock where every tourist pay $2 just to hit into town. You have to pass through it, whether you want to see it or not. Let that be mandatory that you pay $1 or $2. That's a couple of $1 million goes into our country. Whether the government run it or we run it, but we can find ways. We can find ways to capitalize on our culture and strengthen our culture. Like I say, right now where we at, this is the best place on TripAdvisor to visit right now. Right now on TripAdvisor. Go on TripAdvisor. See what they recommend where to go in the Bahamas. And it's a struggle. If I make $1, I got to put $1.10 in to keep it up. I mean, it ain't making no sense, but I got to continue doing it. And they don't come and see what we have to offer. They don't.
So you think, because I know about the plans of the cruise port actually building a Junkanoo Museum downtown. I don't know when it's going to be ready, but they propose it to be ready within the next 2 years, by 2024, 2025. So you think that would help or hurt Junkanoo World? Because if...
It's going to hurt Junkanoo World in a sense. It's going to hurt Junkanoo World. You know, 2 ways about it. Yeah. But here again, when you put a block in front of me, I'm going to crack through it. I'm going to find maybe around it or over it. I will find a way to keep my people coming here, to keep tourists coming here. Because what they're going to put down there is going to be beautiful costumes. It's going to be probably a gift shop. We have things that we have here. But ain't no foreigner could go in the backyard, in the trenches, and do what we do. we take Junkanoo from in your belly to the street. And I mean, digging in the goat skin, stinking goat skin, cutting your hand with the cowbells and welding in the back there with the cowbells and cutting the barrels and making the noise and banging out the barrels and you know, it's a good thing I don't have no neighbors because they will be running me, hey, stop that noise plenty times. But it's a family yard. So the boys them say, you think they're ready yet? I say, if they ain't up by now, they ain't going to school, so let's wake them up. so you know, Junkanoo starts with in your yard, in the backyard, in your hood. Now, they're going to have it, but they're not going to, these people still going to come to see where it's at. Well, a gentleman by the name of Mr. Jack Flanagan, who owns the Crab Shack, he is a junket. He loved to gamble. And my brother was a bartender, Alec Woodside. They call him Big Wood, Paradise Island. And Mr. Flanagan been coming here for 30 years, just gambling. And all of his friends and family and will jump on the plane and they will come. And one day, Woody bring him down here in the yard. They sit in the backyard where we make the goat skin and drums and all that stuff under the breadfruit tree and having some like cassava and breadfruit. And we cook the soup in the yard and this kind of stuff they want to come down to see. So my brother be saying, man, these people want to meet you, these people want you. So watch this. Mr. Flanagan caught a cab. By the way, he caught a cab. And he told the cab driver he want to come to Barrabas. The cab driver told Mr. Flanagan, say, listen, I ain't going in the back there. So Mr. Flanagan said, what are you scared of? I'm white, you black, you live here. Say, I need to go to Barrabas, whether I go with you or somebody else. Now you can see a cab driver can be afraid to bring a tourist to us right here where we are right now. That was the story. And he will, if you want to, he will share many stories with you in this country. Great stories. And I find that sort of strange, but you know, right now today we don't have cab drivers come to us right to this day. And that being over 20 years ago, he told me this story. So, you know, he loved Junkanoo. He come down every year. He'd be a part of Junkanoo once or twice. He reached out to our governments numerous times to try and get a Bahamas Air plane to touch down in Savannah. So coming off the plane, and he would have all his cameras and thing, watching us come off the plane. So much times he came down and met with tourism, and it just keep knocking down. So you know what he said, man, Barrabas, I'm gonna do what we do. I surprised him one year of this over 20 years ago. His friends got together and so we surprised him. We flew over and we carry a 9 to 10 piece Junkanoo by the Crab Shack in Savannah, Georgia, by Tybee Island. And we played that music. And when we played that music, everybody gone crazy. And you know what that man say? I'm gonna have you guys come down and be a part of my float for the next parade for St. Patrick's Day. Ever since that's 20 years ago. 19 years in a row. That man already take over about 3,000 Bahamians to his shores. And that's where every year St. Patrick's Day. He said, Barrabas, I already have your house in, your government helping you. And I'll be honest to you, they come and go. 19 years, they probably reach out to us about once or twice. I'm grateful for whatever I get, but I'm sad because it's look like we have the problem. Because they marketing the Bahamas,
but they don't put money behind it.
And they're not putting anything behind it, and it's look like, hey, Barrabas, you're the problem. Think about it. I'm a Bahamian icon. You give me all these accolades and everything, and when I go there, thousands of people, the media come immediately. We be on every television. We on magazines. We be in front page magazines. As a matter of fact, I'll show you a magazine in a bit. Tybee Breeze, Travel House, We do on television stations waiting for us. They come and do a drop of a story every year. It's unbelievable what they do for us, and it's hard for us to get the right assistance. We have one costume, Cancer Month, Trevor, who rushed with the Foxhill Congos, and I carry everybody. I just don't carry Barrabas and Tribe. I carry everybody. Trevor, he did a documentary with his costume, and it's in a building right now on cancer. He lost his wife during cancer, and he did a tribute. And they wanted that costume to go in this particular building, and they did a story on him. So the marketing is unbelievable, what we do for our country there. But like I say, we just can't get the right support. During Hurricane Dorian, they felt so sorry for us. They sent containers with stuff, and I think Atlanta office reached out to them afterwards. It was too much stuff. They say, all right, we're going to hold back on the clothes. We only taking funds at this time. You all remember that conversation? Mm-hmm. They're only taking funds at this time. So Mr. Flanagan say, I base on the way they treat us. They didn't give them no funds. He said, if we can give anybody funds, we're going to give it to Barrabas. So they auctioned off a Mercedes-Benz and a Harley-Davidson. And I flew over, did the draw. The person who won, I said, man, put that back in and we can do another silent auction right there and then. So the price, money went up, draw it again. And from that day to this day, I fed the people out to the stadium. And right now we have a feeding program where we feed people in Camp Road, fancy dancers, Foxhill Congos, Red Land Soldiers, Scrappy Doo, Yellow Ella, in our community, Beantown, out to Fish Fry out west, homeless people, right now today, still going on. From that same man, Mr. Jack Flanagan. And these people do so much, and yet our people don't take the time out to understand what needs to happen. Yeah. It's sad, it's hateful, but hey, we continue doing what we do.
I completely understand it. At this point, because you're doing so much on your own, you ever just thought about, hey, let me just do what I gotta do and forget looking for help? Because I think that's the road you just took.
I've been doing that all my life. Forget, yeah. By the way, by you saying that, I did a baby shower yesterday. The young man came to me and said, man, Barrabas, why don't you go on talk shows? For the stuff you do, you can get help. I know I can get help, honestly. The time to run up and down with people, if you know I'm doing something and you like what I'm doing, you could reach out to me. Why should I keep running behind you? I don't have the time. Life is too short. I'm going to do what I have to do. He said, man, you should go on talk shows. Let people know what you do. I think everybody in this country who know what Junkanoo, know what culture, know what we do here, know what Barrabas and the tribe do. So I don't think, because a lot of people been using the word, hey man, let's do this and your name going to get out there. Let's do that and your name going to get out there. We do thousands of them kind of stuff. Don't bring that to me no more. I'm not doing nothing for no name to get out there. You understand? I just can do what we have to do. And just by us talking here, when is he coming? When is he coming? You know what, I call my children to sleeping in school. I call down there before school. I tell my staff, I say, look here, let's go treat them and have some fun with them. This is I just spare the moment. Come up. So a couple of weeks back, I touched base with the school, find out if we can do it, how much kids. We want to do a pizza and ice cream day. So each child is going to have their own box of pizza from Junkanoo World, Barrabas and the tribe. Each child is going to have their own box of pizza, their ice cream, and we can do some Junkanoo music. We can have some sweets and treats. And I tell people, who used to help me, different organizations, come down. This is what we're going to do. Be a part of us. I don't need you, nothing from you. Come take a picture with us. Let them know we strong. This is what we're doing. So by you saying that, and that's what we can do on Wednesday.
I always wonder what you have such a generous heart, and you just love to give. To where, like, you know, you would give someone the shirt off your back. Like, and I think that's probably why you get so much return, because you always talk about doing it for the love of the culture, the love of the fellow man, and even looking out for, you know, you mentioned a lot of B groups that many people in Bahamas don't even focus on, but you just so passionate about what they doing for their community, ready to put all your help and support behind them. And I think you talked about that the last time you normally here at Junkanoo World, you'll have a fundraiser night for the Christmas, and I think that was the last one in 2019.
Yeah, that was a beautiful one. Yeah, you were here. You was here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were saying you don't care, whatever, you ready to put your support around. I think it was the new Vikings lead at the time.
Yeah, that's my stepson, Nicholas Seiler. You know, he has a B Junkanoo group, and I support him. I sponsor them. If he need contact, rods, paper, glue, shells, scissors, he come up under me like this. Like I always tell people, I have the most adopted children out there. And anytime any one of them need my assistance, need my help, I here for them, because they doing what I did with them back in the day. So it making my job easy. All right, because let's say if the Rotary Club call me right now, I'm going to call Nicholas Eiler, I'm going to call Henry Higgins, I'm going to call Red Line Soldiers Fill the Bill. I'm going to call some of those guys to help me to get members to go do the charitable work. Well, surprise to the nation. With all this nonsense happening in our country, I resigned for over 20 parades. I'm coming back this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm coming back this year. I don't want too much seasoned people with me. I want young men and young women who people say they give up on. I'm going to reach out to my communities and different ones, and I'm going to help build them like I built the ones in the past. So, yeah, Barrabas and the Tribe is coming back, and we're looking for your help. You can reach me at 356-5846. That's shop. Cell is 454-8757. You can reach out to us, but we coming back. I'm gonna bring the competition level up here. We lost a lot of great men during COVID, even though a lot didn't die from COVID. But if you watch the Saxons and the Wali, particularly the Saxons, we lost a lot of great men in this culture. And we can't afford this culture, we can't lose it. We cannot lose this culture. And I talking to all leaders, all who working for the government as consulting. If you're not doing the right thing, you only want to make $60,000, $80,000 for your pocket. You all know just who I'm talking to. Let the government know exactly what we need in our culture, not what you need. And you all listen to me good. Not what you need. You tell them that is not enough. You tell them it shouldn't go like this. You let them know how it should go. Because Jesus Christ, they have a Junkanoo Festival next month for $3,000 for a B Junkanoo group to come with a lead costume, 50 members. It's ridiculous. A groups, $6,000 with 50 members or 75 members and the lead costume. It's ridiculous. So we need to stand up. We need to take a stand. So I'm not saying I love my culture. It just can't happen for me. I can't do that. And you all know we're not supposed to be doing that for that. It ain't about the money. It's cheaper we do it free and have some drinks and things for our people and some food. That can't even buy soda, water, food for those people. Come on. You all know it. So I don't want nobody, no government, nobody call me, reach out, but just for community or to get your name out there, I don't want it. I finish with that. Don't call me because we have hungry people. This country is hurting. It's dirty. We losing our culture. We losing our identity. We losing our pride. Look around. Look at your neighbor's yard. Dirty, filthy. We need to make a stand and get our country back to where it ought to be within our country to have our pride, our national pride. And trust me, if you walk in my yard, you can eat out my yard. And it can be that way long as I live. And that's how it should be. All of our yards should be like that. All of our surroundings. Look here, I love the Bahamas. I love my country. Thank you very much.